Whose and possessives. Okay. So remember the possessive? Possessive is like the English chatti vibhati. Right? Chatti vibhati. So look, we can express the chatti vibhati with this apostrophe s is one way. Apostrophe. Can you say this word? Apostrophe. Apostrophe. Okay, I'll write it. Coffee? You want to drink coffee? Apostrophe. Apostrophe. Trophy? Apostrophe. Trophy. Apostrophe is this. Oh, sorry. Apostrophe is this. I think, yeah. This is the sign, okay? Apostrophe. So one way to show the possessive, the chatti vibhati in English, is using apostrophe. Okay? But, wait. In some cases, we do not use this. Okay? I think this is useful for some of you. Okay? If you're expressing possession, sami sambandha, right? Sami sambandha. If you're expressing possession, then you can use the apostrophe s. Okay? So my father's car, right? The car that belongs to my father. Okay? The dog's toys. Mary's computer. Okay? You don't use the computer of Mary. You see? Yeah, you don't say that. I think sometimes you do these things. So you can show the possessive with apostrophe s or with of or noun and noun. So we're going to see in which cases you use which. Okay, not in any case any. Okay, so if you're showing the possession like this, then apostrophe s. We don't say the computer of Mary. Okay, even though the people understand what you're saying, but it's very strange. We don't say that. Okay, computer of Mary. No, Mary's computer. Okay, so this is possession in the basic sense. Okay. Now, if you're trying to use this chatti vibhati to express a relationship, so think of family members, things like that, then you can also use this. You see, John's friends. Yeah, this means the friends of John. We don't say the friends of John. You say John's friends. Okay? But the meaning is the friends of John. Okay? John's friends. John's friends. John's friends. Don't say s. John's friends, no. John's friend. Friend. Yeah, just friend. But John's is still with the s. Okay? So it's important. The sound is important. You see, it shows. It's an important information in the sentence. So you have to pronounce this properly. Yeah, you have to pronounce it. Okay? Yeah. No. Yes. The meaning is the same, yeah, but we say his mother, yes. Okay? Yes. So yes, another way that is not here is using a possessive pronoun, right? His mother. It's another way of showing this type of relationship. Yes, that's used, but it's something like poetic, like something a little special. The mother of dragons, like a title. She is the mother of dragons. Yeah, I know. I know. I watched the first season. Yes, the Mother of Dragons is a title. Is a title.
So that means there is some exception.
The Mother of Dragons, yes, some exceptions. Looks like titles are, yeah, maybe some titles. So this is a relationship, okay, shown by the apostrophe s. And then shops and houses. If you're in someone's house, you can use the apostrophe s to show that. Okay? So I'm at John's. You can stop. You don't need to say house. You just say I'm at John's.
You need to mention the house.
Really?
Yeah. Never heard.
You never heard this?
Without mention house, how can you know? Maybe he
This appears in Busu, yeah. Appears in Busu, yes. I thought you knew this. But I'm at John's, you understand that it's his house.
His house, or how about if in his garden?
Then you would specifically say, but if it's not specified, you understand it's his house.
But this case use only house.
Yeah, just like his house, yeah. Maybe if you're in the garden, but you think of the place as his house, you can still say, I'm at John's. I'm at John's.
Anyway,
I'm at John. Let's go to John's. Yeah. Okay?
at John's.
I'm at John's. Yeah. So if you're in,
I'm going to.
let's say you are in Punyagamo's house, you can say I'm at Punyagamo's. Punyagamo's.
Like a place of that one.
His house.
Even not his house, like his garden, his.
I think the whole area of his house, whatever you perceive as his house.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like whatever place belong to that person.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
But the person who listening, how to recognize that?
Because there is nothing specified. John's what? We understand it's house. Okay.
His house or his car?
If it were his car, you would say I'm at John's car.
Should be land.
You would not say I'm at John's. Yeah, you understand? So if you just say like that, I'm at John's, it means you're at his house. Okay? Or you're at a shop or a restaurant that is named like that. So some shops,
John's house.
some restaurants are the names are like that. Yes. So they want to give us, like, sometimes the restaurant people like if it's more like homemade. It feels homemade. So sometimes the name of a restaurant might be John's. Something like that. Okay? Yeah. Or a shop. Even, for example, I'm at the baker's. I'm at the baker's. Baker's means the shop. Not the house, the shop. I'm at the baker's. Okay? So this is something new. New for some of you, right? Yeah, it's a nice way to, very short way of saying, okay? I'm at John's. Okay, now, if you're talking about things, possession of things, you do not use possessive. You do not use apostrophe S. Okay? So you say the end of the street, not the street's end. Okay? Maybe in a poem, in a gatha or something like that. Maybe you could do something like that. Okay? But this is the standard. The end of the street, not the street's end. Okay? The end of the street. So this is like relationship between things, no? Possession of things. Or a picture of the sea. You don't say a sea's picture. Okay, we don't say a sea's picture. Okay? Or the secret of life. The secret of life. Yeah, life secret. That's not the standard, okay? Even though the meaning is kind of the same, but this is how it's used, okay? So if you're expressing the possessive, we're discussing possessive, okay? Panyasekara? Took me a long time, no? So you can express the possessive like chatti vibhati with apostrophe s or with of. But in some different cases you cannot use certain ways, okay? So here you can see all this. And you can use like samasa, okay? English samasa. Nouns and nouns, you see? The city center. City centers means the center of the city, okay? I'm at the center of the city. Normally we would say the city center.
How about country center? Cannot.
Country center?
India.
I never even heard that. But I would say the center of the country, I think. Not the country center. It's more like things over here, okay?
The center of country.
No, you cannot do that in any case, okay? You cannot just do that in any case. For example, here, the end of the street. You cannot just say end street or street end or something like that. Like, there are some ways of doing it. Some nouns are often used together. This is how they are used. City center is used like that. Like a compound noun.
City is not adjective.
No. Kind of like two nouns. Yeah, becomes noun.
If
Compound noun. Remember we studied a little bit compound
in the
nouns.
Pali, city become the
Toothbrush. Toothbrush. Then smush them together, toothbrush. Toothpaste. Yeah, these are like compounds. Some compounds, they are really together, and some remain separate. Okay? So the city canter, or you can say the car keys, for example. Car keys. The keys of the car. Where are the keys of the car? No, we don't say this normally. We would say, where are the car keys?
Canned fish.
Huh?
Canned fish.
Canned fish? Yeah, canned. Canned is an adjective. It's, canned fish.
The C-A-N.
No, canned.
D.
Yeah, canned fish. Okay, so that's, I think it's an adjective noun. Okay. Not canned fish. Canned fish. Yeah. Okay, so you have these three ways. Please try to understand these cases. You see, different cases. Then a little bit of the form, how it is used. If you have a noun that ends in like some consonant that is not S, then you just put apostrophe S, for example, okay, in the cases where you use apostrophe. If you have an irregular plural, remember we studied some strange nouns with different types of plurals, then you can put, for example, children is a plural, remember? Irregular plural. What is the singular? Child. Plural, children. Yes. Okay, so then you can also just put apostrophe S, no problem. Men is plural, you see? Okay. Then if you have a normal plural, but with S. Normal plural, right? Boys, for example. This is a plural noun. This S over here is not the possessive. It's the plural, okay? So if you want to show this possessive, you just put the apostrophe. Just apostrophe. Just apostrophe. Parents, yeah, it will come now. Yes, now this case you see. So boys, apostrophe, only the apostrophe. You see, you don't need to put another S. Okay? The teacher's lounge. Lounge is where they sit, relax. Okay? So the teachers here, multiple teachers, more than one teacher. Tourists' passports. Okay? Okay? Now, if you have a singular noun, but it ends with an S, for example, Chris. Chris is a name, just a proper noun, the name of someone, Chris. Okay? Now, his name ends in S. It's not a plural, it's just that his name ends in S, right? So then you again put apostrophe S. And then I see this pronounced as Chris's. Chris's. Yes. Because if you just say Chris, you cannot identify the possessive. So you say Chris's. Chris's. Here you don't need, you just pronounce the boys' restroom. But here you say sis's, no? Chris's. Yes. You could also put just apostrophe like this, following this method. Chris computer, but I think this more often. Thomas's, Douglas's. Yeah, these are names. Thomas or Douglas. These are names. Okay? Apostrophe after the last of two or more nouns. If you have Anna, and you have Tom, two nouns. Now you want to say that something belongs to both of them. Then you put only the apostrophe at the last one. Anna and Tom's car. Okay, they have only one car, okay? The car belongs to both of them. But if you want to say each one has a car, then you put two apostrophes like this. Anna's and Tom's cars. So the cars of Anna and of Tom. This is the meaning. Okay? This is how you use possessives, okay? So please be careful with this. For example, the end of the street. Don't say the street's end. Yeah, if it's things, normally is of, okay? Maybe there are some more exceptions and stuff, but this is the general rules. Good, no? It was, I think, kind of new for some of you, right? There is some extra things over here. Let me take a look. Possessive with S. Yeah, this is your question. You see, Dira Loca, this is the father of Peter. We don't say like that. Even though it's not like wrong, but it's not the way it's used. Okay? The father of Peter. Huh? Yeah, you can understand. Yes, you can understand, sure. But it's not how we say things. Yeah. Okay, I think this is okay. Possessive with of. At the end of the streets, the picture of the eclipse, the man of the match, not the match's man, something like that, okay? Yeah. Compound noun, city center, school bus, another one. City center, car key. Okay? It also shows kind of like a possessive, right?
Country central.
No. You just, this is Supabasso's word. Central or center?
Central.
Central?
Yeah.
Central is an adjective. You cannot have it like this. Central.
The central of country.
The center, not central. Central is adjective. Center is the noun. Center. The center of the country. The middle of the country. Okay, the center of the country.
That is correct.
Yes. The center of the country. I think it's okay. Not the country's center? I don't think so. Let's see what they add here about whose. Whose is the possessive pronoun. Remember? We just studied it as a relative pronoun. But it's also a possessive pronoun. To whose, no? So when do we use whose? To ask when you're asking about the possession. Remember? I think in some past tests, I remember asking things like this. Bilbo's ring or something like that. So, whose car is this? This is whose plus a noun. You see, whose car is this? Whose car is this? Okay? Whose book are those? I think you haven't mastered these type of things, I think. Not yet, maybe. Whose car is this? Huh? No. Who is car only in Sankicha's grammar. Okay? Who is this is different. Who is this is not a possessive. There is no possessive. Who is this is okay. But you're just asking who. It's like, who is this? It's not possessive meaning. Not the possessive meaning. But you want to know, this belongs to whom? Possessive. This is of whom. You understand? This possessive meaning, though, whose is this? Whose? Then, look, whose without the noun, so you can say, whose is this car? Whose car is this? Or whose is this car?
Also correct.
Yeah, also, okay. Whose car is this? Whose is this car?
Is this?
Whose car is this? I'm like looking at the car. I'm pointing at the car. Yeah. Whose car is this? Whose car is that? Whose car are those? Those, this, that. You already learned this. Do we need to review that? Ah.
When we ask about this car belong to whom?
This car belongs to whom?
Why we whom this car belong to?
Yeah, because question order, no? This cars belong to whom? That's not a question.
Not a question.
Yeah.
This car is.
This car belongs to whom? That's just a normal sentence. And then to whom? Then it doesn't work over there. Belongs to whom?
It's like
So you have to in English the word order for questions is different, no?
but this car belong to whom in my feeling is a question.
Yeah, maybe in my language, for example, we can ask questions like that, but not in English.
Not in English.
In English, whom this car belong to?
Yeah?
Whom?
Whom this car belongs to is okay. Who this car belongs to is okay. Who or whom?
Who does?
Who does this car belong to?
Correct or not?
Maybe who does this car belong to sounds okay.
It's very difficult.
Sounds okay. Who does this belong to?
This who does this?
Yeah.
Who does this belong to?
Yes. Yeah. Because you're expressing the possession with the other verb, like belong to something, no? So you don't need whose.
But normally I heard people ask, did this belong to whom?
This belongs to whom?
Yes, in our class.
Sometimes, okay. So in when we're talking, sometimes the word order may be broken. Sometimes we use the normal word order, but we give the intonation of a question. You understand? Sometimes we do that. Or what you can do is say a normal affirmative sentence and add a question tag. This is his car, isn't it? Yeah. Okay? But when we're talking, then yes, sometimes we do that, but it's technically not correct. Okay? Just because when we talk is not perfect.
Understandable.
Yes, it's understandable. Yeah. Okay? So when we answer this question, you see, they ask with whose, you can answer with the apostrophe, for example. It's John's car, okay? It's John, and you can say, since this is clear, what you're talking about, you can say it's John's. It's John's. Yeah, you have to say the S's. It's John's.
Immediately, question and answers should no need to repeat car.
Yes, you don't need to repeat. Okay.
Most often they
We know what we're talking about, so it's John's. Or you can use the pronoun, it's his. It's mine. These are possessive pronouns, right? Possessive pronouns. It's mine, it's yours, it's his, it's hers. It's mine, or it's my car is already different, but mine, okay. Both are okay. It's my car, but if you don't want to repeat car, it's mine. Okay? Let's see whose versus who. Look at this. Whose, right? How do you say this? Whose. How do you say this? Whose is the same sound. Okay? So whose is the possessive, okay? Possessive of who. And whose, it's who is. It's not possessive.
Who has? The second one should be who has.
Whose both sounds like a Z. Whose? No. Both sounds like a Z. Whose. Whose. Okay? So, you see, who's that man in the lobby? This is not possessive. Who's that man? It means, who is that man? Yes. Who is that man? Not possessive. Okay, but the sound is the same, but you can still understand. Who's that man in the lobby? Okay? So don't say who's like with this, that man in the lobby, okay? Whose car is this? Don't say whose car is this, even though it's the same sound. Okay, so don't confuse these two. It's like, remember this also it's and its? Remember this? We already studied. This is a common mistake, even for native people. Okay, it's and its. The sound is the same, but it is. This is it is, or it has. And this is the possessive, it's. Okay? Object is it. Okay? Okay, good.